The history of the world is well documented, with memories of the past lying deep in the archives. Each decade, century, rich with signs of the times that play a role in civilization today.
Life should have a way of changing our perspective in certain scenarios.
But what will be said when we look back on the year 2020?
The year the pandemic happened?
2020 is beyond a bizarre year.
COVID-19 has affected everyone.
The amount of unemployment that this virus has caused. People lost loved ones.
Still learning and coping.
It's affected the whole world. You can take positives from anything.
In a difficult year, golf found a way to move forward. The narrative set in motion early, and it continued to inspire through the tough times.
Cameron Smith.
What a day, what a win.
The name's going to go down in history.
Make room on the mountaintop.
The historic feats.
I got to earn my way in 83.
I want to continue the streak on as long as I can.
Colossal transformations.
I'm going to keep pushing the limits.
Absolutely smashed.
Momentous reawakenings.
Huge step toward Player of the Year.
And a massive youth movement.
The new star in the game of golf.
Each moment helping to write the chapters of a memorable season.
Golf have pushed the envelope.
One that played out unlike any other.
We appreciate the game for keeping us uplifted and inspired.
Welcome to PGA Tour 2020, must-see moments of the year. The various threads of the PGA Tour season came together to create one memorable story. While golf in a pandemic altered the way they unfolded, the themes were, at times, familiar. Including one of the game's greats back on the hunt early for the Tour's all-time wins record, an early signal that this would be a season for the ages.
In order to be the greatest of all time, you have to have done it at a high level, consistent, and domineering in a fashion that no one's ever seen before.
When Tiger Woods wrapped up his 23rd season on the PGA Tour, one victory shy of tying Sam Snead's all-time record of 82, the hype surrounding the 43-year-old had reached a fever pitch.
It's been amazing to watch him dominate the game, kind of go away and kind of grind himself back into winning. He's certainly a guy you can't doubt, you know, because mentally he's one of the greatest who's ever played the game.
I've won 12 times and I'm still plenty behind him. Just unbelievable in the modern era.
But coming off the win at the Masters, Tiger only posted one other top 10 and failed to reach the Tour Championship to defend his title. Yet still, expectations were high when he began his 2020 campaign at the Zozo Championship in Japan.
Make room on the mountaintop. Tiger Woods has matched Sam Snead with 82 PGA Tour wins.
It's an incredible feat. If you think about the limited schedule that he's played for a lot of years, to be able to still have these kind of numbers, just singling out events and winning at a ridiculous percentage.
It's insane. I mean, 82 wins. I'm just thinking I'm 81 behind. That's a little bit too much, I think. But yeah, it's just unbelievable.
In this era, to win even 50 times on the PGA Tour, I think that's an unbelievable achievement in itself. But to get to 82, it's amazing.
With the victory in Japan, Tiger matched Sam Snead's record of 82 wins, but did it nearly 10 years younger at the age of 43 and with 60 fewer starts than the Slammer. Tiger and Snead intertwined since the beginning.
On the tee from Cypress, California, amateur Tiger Woods.
As Tiger made his PGA Tour debut in 1992 at Riviera with Snead looking on.
He's 16 years old. You don't know how much better he can get. He looks like he's going to be a force on the tour.
Two greats separated by generations, yet forever connected by tenacity and mutual respect.
He's won more decades than anybody else. Oldest winner to ever have won on the tour. He did it through some pretty mean competition through those years with Hogan and Nelson. So to be able to have a chance to hopefully break his record one day, it's gonna be fun.
For Tiger to overtake Snead, he needs just one more victory. One more to reach the pinnacle of golf, alone at 83, setting a mark that may never be surpassed.
It'll be fun one day to tell my grandkids I got to play against the best player of all time.
He does things that people can't really comprehend, and everyone will be looking out to see when he breaks that 82 and gets to 83.
I got to earn my way into 83. Well, it's a big number. I've been very fortunate to have the career I've had so far. I've won it all different ways. I've won it playing well, I've won it playing poorly, I've won it making everything. I've done it so many different ways that it does give me confidence.
Win number 82, that's one for the books. Your first worth 1,000 words, especially for two young Latin American rising PGA Tour stars.
And another young star has arrived on the PGA Tour.
Winning in the wraparound series had its advantages for a head start in the race for the FedEx Cup.
Justin Thomas, he is a winner for the second time in 3 years here.
Rory McIlroy is the WGC-HSBC champion.
I made such a good start to the season, and hopefully I can sort of ride that to the end and give myself a chance in the Tour Championship. And defending FedEx Cup champion, it would be cool to be the first one to go back-to-back.
As the new year began, the narrative centered on the importance of an early head start in the FedEx Cup race.
To be able to get it done definitely feels great, and definitely gives me the momentum, not only in FedEx Cup, but also kind of setting us up for the playoffs.
Justin Thomas continued his momentum from the fall in Maui.
For the second time in 4 years.
And Webb Simpson highlighted a trend of players to break a victory drought of at least 2 years.
Wire to wire. Fantastic performance by Nick Taylor. Super Sunday for Webb Simpson.
I didn't want to just be a golfer who kept their card. I wanted to compete at the highest level as much as I could.
Another prevailing theme early in 2020 was the Aussie surge, with 3 wins at a 6-week stretch.
Cameron Smith buries it.
Mark Leishman is the champion. It's official.
It's certainly motivation for me, seeing Cam and Mark win, to come out and make sure I'm not the one lagging behind.
It is a trend from down under seen before on tour. This is the 4th time 3 Aussie players have won within 6 weeks of each other, and this season, they seem to know why.
The President's Cup fired us all up. There wasn't that long in between one of the best tournaments of the year and starting back up again.
The confidence we got from that, playing well, playing in front of the big crowds, and I guess motivation to keep that going.
It's a surge that made their home country proud.
Australians really get behind their athletes. We grow up with sport as a religion.
As the 3 wins from the trio of Australians are the most of any country outside the U.S. this season.
Not only is it fellow countrymen, but Leish and Scotty are, 2 of my best mates out here. And it was just an unreal kind of month and a half there.
They want to win every event that they tee it up in, but when they don't and one of their own is winning, they're really happy for them.
To see a close friend of yours have that same feeling, it's just great to be happy for someone, see them succeed and live out dreams, really.
Australian golf, it's really come leaps and bounds in the last decade. The emergence of Jason Day sort of complements what Adam Scott has been doing since the early 2000s. And then, of course, Mark Leishman and Cameron Smith have really emerged as superstars as well.
The levels guys play at week in and week out is definitely way up. Both guys had great weeks, but the standard is really high.
Various trends made their way off the course as well, as social media continues to provide an avenue into the lives of the game's best.
Welcome to another edition of Fireside with Phil, and I have one of my all-time favorite people, Clint Eastwood,
It's really struck me what a unique opportunity this is to engage and develop a much closer, more emotional relationship with fans.
I've always walked in putts. It's blown up on social media, and it's been fun kind of watching people imitating me and tagging me.
To have that one-on-one connection is something that we don't always have. Now we can talk directly to the fan.
Max Homa has become a social media favorite through the years, and he took his Twitter game to the next level this season.
Max Homa, you've never seen a swing this bad.
I never thought I'd say this to a musician. I think, KJ, you might be a little rhythmically challenged with this golf swing.
As he's become known as the roast master of golf swings for people from all walks of life.
I had a kid ask me to roast a swing like I was Gordon Ramsay. Did it once. People started to kind of catching on and really enjoying it.
And he had some additional fun with some celebrities earlier this year at Pebble Beach.
Max Homa.
Give it to me, Max. Max, home sweet Homa. Roast my swing.
I like stuff like that. It's fun, it's lighthearted.
I think his catchphrase is back, 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 gone. He might make it to like the back. He's just short of warning track power.
People took it the right way.
Don't roast it too bad, or if I find out where you're at, then it'll be a misunderstanding.
Intimidating. I don't really want to get beat up, and he seems like he could do that.
I wasn't trying to be mean, and I feel like that came across, and people responded well. It's cool for the golf community because so many people do play golf.
Mackmore, consider it probably like a knockoff swing, something like a thrift shop type golf swing you can find there for a little bit cheaper.
You can have the most perfect golf swing in the world and still hit it really poorly at times.
I'm fresh off a broken wrist.
I assume with the over-the-top move, he might have broken his wrist being a little steep into the ground.
Actually, my swing's better than yours, Max. So
it's fun to be able to go back and forth with people, have a little banter, and I feel like that's what Twitter was kind of made for.
What a day, what a win, breaking through at the highest level. He's a winner on the PGA Tour.
8 first-time winners wrote themselves into the pages of the season, and 3 players made their mark in a stretch of consecutive weeks heading into the Players' Championship.
Victor Hovland breaks through on the PGA Tour. What a way to do it.
Starting with rookie Victor Hovland in Puerto Rico.
You're trying to win every week, but just to do it, it's incredible.
Sungjae Im followed suit at the Honda Classic.
The youngest winner in the history of the Honda Classic at age 21, Sungjae Im has broken through.
Following the trend of international first-timers, Tyrrell Hatton sealed his long-awaited win at Arnie's Place.
Tyrrell Hatton is a winner on the PGA Tour.
That was an amazing feeling, and obviously to do it there, such an iconic venue, was amazing.
All signs from the season at hand were pointing towards a most anticipated Players' Championship. But as the page turned, COVID-19 was taking over the headlines.
At Bay Hill the week before, we were talking about it, and things were happening in other parts of the world. And then it just slowly but surely, this snowball happened.
As competition was underway at the 2020 Players' Championship, the game caught its first glimpse of what was to come.
It'll be a little strange to play here over the next few days with no fans, but that's what we have to do to try to keep everyone healthy.
We tried to be as thoughtful and measured as possible during this dynamic and challenging time. It ultimately became a matter of when, not if, we would need to call it a day. Our goal now is to focus on a plan for the near and long term and maintain the strength we've built through our organization over the past 51 years.
It shocked me because I was ready to go play. I looked at my phone and I had like a bunch of text messages and, tournament canceled. By Friday at the Players, basically the whole world had sort of locked on.
Got to a tipping point, realized that that's not the right thing to be doing. Is it surreal? Yes.
To me, it almost seemed like it was just inevitable as far as where things were heading across our country.
I really feel for the tour. It's a hard choice they had to make. You look outside at how beautiful it is, and you never think something like this could happen.
In the wake of the cancellation, Commissioner Monahan and local resident Billy Horschel realized an opportunity to help the local community by donating and delivering unused food from the tournament to Feeding Northeast Florida.
She wants to go help with the lettuce.
Players has been a partner for our agency since we started back in 2014. But this year is extraordinary in that something that was so terrible, having to cancel the tournament, turned into such a blessing.
Know that all the food that was going to be used here this week is going to a great cause, Feeding Northeast Florida. It's goosebumps, it really is.
A selfless gesture foreshadowing a glimmer of hope in the ever-changing storyline of the PGA Tour season.
I've never spent 3 months home in my entire life. When you're sitting at home and can't do anything, it may not make a bogey seem quite as bad, or what's going on, you know, in the world isn't anything compared to just a couple bad shots.
Due to the effects of COVID-19, many around the globe found new, unforeseen amounts of free time. And with events on all PGA Tour circuits indefinitely canceled, it brought new perspective to life's gifts.
Over that 3 or 4 month stretch, everyone probably just needed to slow down a little bit, like the world in general. Focus on your health a little more, you know, focus on the important things.
Welcome to the Tower of Terror.
Life should have a way of changing our perspective in certain scenarios, and I definitely think this has, you know, for most of us. I had so much time with my wife and my kids. That 3 months was actually really good for us.
For those that were parents, schools started to look a little different, prompting the PGA Tour to develop a new approach to learning at home.
Hey guys, I'm Jason Day, and this is Links to Learning, and we're going to focus on geography today. Where is Dada from?
Australia.
Okay. What is the capital of Australia? The capital of Australia is Canberra.
Kevin Na just joined our Zoom this morning. Can you all wave and say good morning?
Golf, it takes a lot of time and work that you have to put in. You have to be disciplined. Just like with anything, like in school.
As the world started to ease back into a bit of normalcy, the TaylorMade driving relief match satisfied a longing for competitive golf while raising more than $5.5 million for COVID-19 relief.
Stay on the green.
Stay.
Air five. Air five.
I'm not done.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Just grateful that we're able to come back out and play golf. We just got to do the best with what we have and look forward to trying to finish the season strong.
Golf is back, all right.
When the PGA Tour announced its return to golf, excitement began to build with players and fans alike.
And now, back on the tee,
Rory McIlroy.
Ladies and gentlemen, and kids from 1 to 92, Mr. Jordan Spieth.
Dustin Johnson.
I'm really happy to be back. The PGA Tour has done an amazing job to make it happen, which, I mean, we're all thrilled about it.
The Korn Ferry Tour and later the PGA Tour champions eventually followed suit, with all 3 tours in full swing by August. And with players and tournaments adhering to proper safety protocols and social distancing guidelines, fans tuned back into the action from home.
It's tough to be coming to these great events where we have the past experiences that we've had. And we know they're watching it at home and we know they're getting us excited, but we're missing that.
Some fans who are also frontline workers were recognized on every caddy bib for their tireless efforts.
Mere words can't express the gratitude that society feels for all these brave men and women. We thank them sincerely and profoundly.
As for the honor of raising the trophy in the Tour's return, Daniel Berger earned his first win in 3 seasons.
Daniel Berger is your champion here as we come back after 13 weeks away from the game.
Unsure if he would ever return to the winner's circle after battling a career-threatening wrist injury for nearly 2 seasons, the 27-year-old had worked himself back into form, posting 3 straight top 10s prior to the hiatus.
I played really good golf before the pandemic hit, and then once Florida started opening back up and we started getting back out to practicing, I really got at it.
So when golf returned in Fort Worth, so did Berger.
The competitive juices were still there, and I think that was important to come back and still be in that kind of same mindset.
He hoisted the trophy for his third PGA Tour title.
That was really impressive, watching that progression take place. You know, he got himself closer and closer, and then finally you break through.
It was an overwhelming week for me because you wonder if it ever is going to go your way again. And, you know, I just really stuck through it and played some great golf coming down the stretch and was lucky enough to win.
Everybody knows it's for charity, but let's be honest. We're doing it for charity, you're doing it for life.
The PGA Tour, together with its tournament sponsors, continued the drive to give back after the restart with early week exhibitions.
Oh, baby. If you miss that club, I'm going to laugh.
Players challenged each other for 9 holes.
Get loud!
While fans texted in donations from home.
Thank you for all the support today. You know, this is a wonderful thing we're getting to do.
To raise money for charities within each host city.
Anytime we can do some good for the game of golf and communities around the event that we play, then obviously it's a good thing.
Great playing, good cause. Well done, boys.
That was awesome.
Surprisingly, missing from the winner's circle prior to the restart was Dustin Johnson, as he raised at least 1 trophy in each of the previous 12 seasons.
I didn't play in the fall because I had surgery. My first event really was Hawaii, so it's a very condensed schedule, and it is kind of a sprint.
But that all changed in the 3rd event back when he made 13 a lucky number.
Dustin Johnson has won the Travelers Championship.
13 straight winning seasons. He is just 4 off the mark set by Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer.
Anytime you're mentioned in the same sentence as Jack and Arnie, it's incredible.
That's just being incredibly talented, but also very, very consistent. And for him to do that many seasons in a row is insane. I don't think anyone here would bet that it's stopping anytime soon either.
I'm very proud of myself for what I've done, and obviously want to continue the streak on as long as I can.
While Johnson continues to have his sights set on that mark, 3 others have posted 4 straight seasons with a win. Justin Thomas, Bryson DeChambeau, and Jon Rahm, who was as consistent as anyone prior to the time away. His only finish outside the top 10 was a tie for 17th early in the season.
I was eager to come back to play good golf and compete each and every week against the best players in the world.
Rahm took advantage after the restart at Jack's event. Jack, one of the men sitting atop that list of consecutive seasons with a victory.
Jon Rahm, new #1 in the world.
That win clinched the 25-year-old's first time as world #1, only the 2nd Spaniard to do so behind Seve Ballesteros.
It's a true honor. How many people get to achieve a lifelong dream in their mid-20s? It's incredible. To be the 2nd Spaniard to ever do it, it's a pretty unique feeling.
Also on the streak list is Bryson DeChambeau, who became the first player to average more than 350 yards off the tee in a winning effort.
That is absolutely smashed.
343 through the air, Harry.
I went on this journey of hitting it far because it did get boring for me for a little while. I said, you know what? I need to spice things up for myself.
While the ways to describe DeChambeau's new look are plentiful, most just need a few words.
First word, beast.
Large.
Large?
He's just beefed up.
He's huge, he was jacked. Dedicated. I call him animal guy.
The best way I can say is swole.
He committed himself last fall to improving his long game and utilized the simple scientific equation of mass, adding 40 pounds to his frame.
He's definitely got the thick.
Times acceleration.
195-mile-an-hour ball speed, unheard of and unseen.
Which has equaled some serious gains.
I've changed my golf swing somewhat dramatically. I've retained most of the alignments that I have in my golf swings.
power is mass times acceleration equals power. So I get the equation of what he's doing, and it's incredible to see, and I admire it.
Everything that he does, he goes full throttle into. He's got it down to the nth degree. That focus on the smallest details means that the big things stay on for him.
He's acting like an animal right now. He's eating everything, trying to hit it 400 yards, and just being a monster. He has definitely found a way that works for him to make the game of golf a little bit easier.
Everybody has nutrition specific to their bodies. He felt like that was the way that he needed to go to have his body maintain this new speed that he's swinging at.
Bryson's now the longest in the game. It's been pretty impressive to see the transformation he's been able to make.
I'm gonna keep pushing the limits. I'm gonna see how fast I can get it, and how straight I can hit it.
Throughout the season's restart, the PGA Tour safely documented several players adjusting to a new way of tour life.
One of the things I'm excited about is to get back into my routine. Home is almost like our vacation, and so it's easy to not have as much structure. I'm just ready to be getting up early every day.
While players needed to refocus on the course, it was also important to find other forms of release from the new normal.
It's just nice to get my mind off the game of golf. It's always tough to do that. You're sitting back in the hotel room, you're probably thinking about the first round or something coming up, so it's a nice way for me to just de-stress and focus on something else and distract me, basically.
Activities away from the course were a welcome distraction for many, as were families traveling along for added comfort on the road.
This guy we just adopted here recently. He's on his first trip, so it's fun for both of us. So now this is gonna be part of the routine, you know?
After 3 months of not getting to do this, we're like, we're going on an adventure. Having Hatcher in my life is gonna be so good for my golf overall.
Others found the familiarity of a home course to get back to their routine.
When I was a kid, literally the first time I had my hands on a golf club, basically my grandpa, showed me the grip. We had a little spot over here. He'd kind of sit in his cart and watch me hit some and, just give me some pointers.
Colin Morikawa experienced Muirfield Village for the first time during the two-event stretch there in July.
I'd heard this course is amazing, and it's become one of my favorite courses already.
And his new appreciation for the Nicklaus design paid off.
And straight back in the winner's circle, Colin Morikawa, second win on the PGA Tour.
Morikawa continued to keep himself in the season's narrative, cementing the influx of the new wave of stars on the PGA Tour.
This youth movement we're seeing, everybody is strong and good.
Morikawa became the fourth player to win the PGA Championship at the age of 23, joining the likes of Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, and Rory McIlroy.
It's a little surreal, that's for sure.
He did this all in his championship debut, keeping cool down the stretch thanks to a mindset that is well beyond his years.
Anytime you get ahead of yourself, it's never good. You just really have to be in the moment and be present.
Yet that attitude aligns with the rest of the current youth movement, which has followed the boom from that class of 2011 last decade.
What a win for Viktor Hovland.
This new crop of rising stars has shown a maturity beyond its years, starting with the Morikawa and Matthew Wolff showdown last summer.
Oh, he puts it in!
I won pretty quickly out here, which was no easy task at all, and it's been a wild ride. Making sure to keep a level head and not really let things get to you is super important.
You look at me, Matt, and Victor, we had the time of our lives. Yes, we were focused and we wanted to win as much as every other guy out there, but we were enjoying it, we were learning as much as we could. It's helped us tremendously.
We've been pretty much at every stage of golf together, and now that we're at the highest stage, it's so cool to be battling out.
These two competed against each other in high school.
It's cool now that, we are pretty much on the same paths, and we kind of took different roads, but it's gotten us both here.
Both those guys are going to be on the tour for the next 30 years. It could be like a Tiger versus Phil sort of thing.
Matthew and Colin got to play in Southern California where the competition was always good. And I think both of them have that chip on their shoulder.
It all started at Shoal Canyon. This was probably seven and a half, 8 years old.
One day, Colin's dad asked, hey, could you start working with my son? And I saw him hit a couple golf shots. I said, you bet. I came home from work and told my wife, I said, he's got it.
There's a local tour where a lot of us would play tournaments just kind of around this county. And then all of a sudden I see him swing and I'm like, what was that? And you see and back then you gotta understand, he probably had more of a loop like when he was younger than he does now.
The first statement he made to me in tryout, where would you like me to hit it? And he could hit it there. So there was no reason for us to try and change him.
He almost won 3 state titles in a row. We would always see Colin in the playoffs for that run we had.
Even though Matt's 2-3 years younger than me, you know, I started seeing him towards the end of my junior career when he started playing well and getting into the bigger events.
Colin and Matt would play #1 for both schools. And their first match, Matt shot a 62 and Colin shot a 63.
Wolf didn't want to lose to Colin. Colin didn't want to lose to Wolf. And that's kind of what pushed them to be great.
Just to see our games grow and, you know, compete against each other at the highest level in amateur golf was something special.
He actually was committed to come play for USC. He decided to reopen his recruitment, and he ended up at Oklahoma State.
He obviously made a statement winning the freshman, you know, of the year title in NCAA. His sophomore year, my senior year, we played a lot together, so it kind of reconnected us.
Question that always pops up is, does someone's game translate to the next level? And with Colin, I always said yes. Matthew, what he did in 2 years in college, you got to go, wow, he's got a certain, you know, talent that looks like it's going to translate.
Wolf would have never said, I'm going to be on the PGA Tour or I'm going to be the best golfer in the world, but like, you know, deep down, he believed it 100%. A perfect example, 3M Open.
They both had this dream. It's wonderful for them to share it together.
To have that final grouping, because they had played so much in college, it was just another round of golf.
No matter who wins that week, it was, you know, just about, we're going to be doing this for the next 20 years.
When Colin missed on 17, and you could see Matthew in the background.
He's made it. Oh, no.
I love seeing the camaraderie of being able to support each other, yet you still want to beat them.
We were walking out in 18, tied for the lead. You know, we looked at each other and we just smiled because this is what we wanted to do forever.
Welcome to the tour, youngsters. 4 to tie, 3 to win.
Oh, he puts it in!
My goodness.
Colin was actually excited for him too. He was happy that Matt made that putt.
Then you got Colin winning, what, like 4 weeks later, you know, which just goes to show how good he is. I have no doubt that probably both of them will end up with 10+ wins when all is said and done on the PGA Tour.
We both want to win, I know that for sure, and we love it. Like, it'll happen many more times, I'm sure. And I'm excited. Who isn't?
Morikawa is one of 4 players who added multiple wins to the list of never-ending storylines in the regular season.
Any victory is a huge accomplishment on the PGA Tour. It's not something I take lightly or take for granted.
Each finished the regular season in the top 10 of the FedEx Cup standings and have set themselves up as Player of the Year candidates.
Brendan Todd could really take a huge step forward toward Player of the Year.
Webb Simpson, career victory number 7.
I actually feel more confident in my game now than I've ever felt, and I want to continue to play at a really high level.
Justin Thomas leads the way with 3 wins, marking the 3rd multiple-win season of his still young career. At 27 years old, he's the youngest player in 60 years to reach 13 wins, behind only Jack Nicklaus and Tiger Woods.
Anytime that you can win something that is against your competition over the course of an entire year, it says something and it shows how well you've done. So it's a tremendous honor.
And the season finale at East Lake could be the deciding factor in the Player of the Year race if one of these contenders can take home the ultimate prize.
They are great players. They had some of the best years in their careers. Whoever's meant to be a winner.
You have to play at a really high level to win multiple times in a season to ever get to #1 in the FedEx Cup in the first place.
Brendan Todd's multiple wins happen to come in back-to-back fashion.
Clutch putt to win it and close it out.
I was on cloud 9. That win really was gratifying. It was verifying. It proved to me that Bermuda wasn't a flash in the pan.
Todd started the season with 4 straight missed cuts, but then his wins in Bermuda and Mexico propelled him from 124th to #1 in the FedEx Cup standings at the time.
It's just like I could put all the negative thoughts of the past 4 years behind me.
6 years ago, Todd first showed his potential on tour at the AT&T Byron Nelson.
Brendan Todd gets his first win on the PGA Tour and all that goes with it.
But his triumphs have not come without trials and tribulations. Soon after that win, Todd fought an ongoing battle with the yips, beginning at the 2015 BMW Championship, which ultimately put his PGA Tour status in danger.
I lost golf balls. I was hitting in hazards. A lot of it was mental. I basically battled that scary yip right feeling all of 16. And for some reason, I just couldn't figure out what it was.
Todd plummeted to as low as 2,043rd in the world rankings, missing 33 of 38 cuts through 2 seasons, with the last straw coming in 2018 when he failed to make a single cut in only 6 starts.
Took the 6 weeks off, where it's like, okay, you can still chase it for another year or 2, but maybe you just want to explore some other business ventures. All right, why don't you deal? My wife Rachel's very supportive, 3 kids to keep me busy.
All right.
8. I had good people around me. I've got strong self-belief, good work ethic, and those are the factors you need if you're gonna work your way out of a slump.
His safe haven? The solitude of his basement, where he implemented a unique process to turn everything around.
This is the first drill for me that shore up my golf swing. The goal for me was take time away from golf. I truly wanted to be at home with my family, so maybe during nap time or at night after they went to bed or something, I just skip down here to the basement, spend 15 minutes doing these drills.
Now, after the tour's restart, life on the road looks a bit different, and Todd has adapted his methods to remain comfortable.
Yes.
At the pool, I made some new friends.
At the pool, you made new friends? Did you go to the neighborhood pool?
Yes.
And continue his revival.
During COVID right now, with limited trailers at the golf course, we're just gonna get it done in here and be ready to go when we get out to the golf course.
Todd has remained near the top of the FedEx Cup standings and has set his sights on his first Tour Championship appearance since 2014.
It's by far the best chance I have to win the title, so there's a little bit of pressure to perform at a high level and start that Tour Championship in the top 5. My career has been all about ups and downs. I'm just really proud to have persevered and kind of come out on the other side of a pretty bad slump and now playing the best golf of my life.
Late in the season, 3 players earned a W to vault themselves into the heart of the FedEx Cup playoffs race.
Michael Thompson is a PGA Tour winner again. Richie Werenski, his first career win.
Most notably Jim Herman, who stood well outside the FedEx Cup standings bubble at 192nd, heading into the regular season finale.
Oh, wow!
But his clutch win propelled him nearly 140 spots to 54th, which exemplifies the spirit of the 2019-20 season's epilogue, the FedEx Cup playoffs, where players are battling every week to claim the PGA Tour's ultimate prize.
It takes one good finish to really rocket yourself up that leaderboard and try and be contending for the FedEx Cup in Atlanta.
The storylines that led us to this season's epilogue remain at the forefront, as a 24-year-old emerging star became the second youngest to shoot a sub-60 round.
There it is. Scotty Scheffler, the newest member of the 59 Club.
Dustin Johnson blew away the field in Boston by 11 shots, joining the multiple winners of the regular season.
Dustin Domination takes the title at the Northern Trust.
His fifth playoff victory tied him for the most all-time with Rory McIlroy and gave him the lead in the FedEx Cup standings.
It means a lot to all the guys out here. It definitely means a lot to me, and I really want to be a FedEx Cup champion.
And in Chicago at the BMW Championship, while the top 70 cemented themselves in the final 30 at East Lake, one player took another big step towards the FedEx Cup.
Here it
Watch out!
comes.
He's got it! Wow!
Does this guy have a flair for the dramatic as well?
I think I'm still in the playoff hall mentally. Still can't believe what just happened. I think we all want the flashy finish. It was fun.
Who will take home the title and make another monumental move for a pivotal head start at the Tour Championship, where the second edition of the staggered scoring system means the winner takes all.
Hopefully I can give myself a chance in the Tour Championship, and defending FedEx Cup champion, it would be cool to be the first one to go back-to-back.
That was a goal to have my first full season, is to make it to East Lake and obviously finish on top. I've put myself in a position to make a run for it.
The final pages of this PGA Tour season are still yet to be written, but the chapters already printed have proven to be extraordinary, and the crowning of a new season-long champion will add another page to an unforgettable season.